All right, FEA CSP. Mr. Graph back again for number 4.3. This is functions with return values. This is hard, guys. Look, this asking questions on this lesson is fully intended. There's some pretty complicated code. First of all, understanding the problem is difficult. The previous video was about understanding the pip numbers and how you get those along with the card numbers. I'm sorry, along with the suit numbers from the card number. Um, so hopefully that video helped set this part up a little bit better. What we're going to do here is write the program. So I have the directions up, and I'm going to try and follow the directions as best as I can, kind of from top to bottom, but I do want to talk you through the flow. Go ahead and get a comfy place, maybe grab some hot chocolate, and because this video is going to probably be pretty long. I'm going to do it all in one shot. So here's our on start, pretty much just a standard stock program. The first thing that we're going to want to do is get the program set up properly. So we'll set up our variables. The first variable I'm going to make is my card, and I'm just going to go ahead and make two variables to begin with, and I'm going to call this one my card again. And I'll get into the reason why later, but I am going to tell you now that I'm going to take the user's input and store it in two separate variables. It'll make my code easier later on when I put my functions together. It's totally possible with one variable, but it just is, to me, it's a little bit cleaner this way. So the very first thing I'm going to do is set my card to, well, I'm going to ask. So let's ask for a number. And then here I can put a string or some text. Pick a number between, I'll type it out, 0 and 51. Okay. So now the gamer or the user is going to get a prompt to pick a number between 0 and 51. That, again, if you remember correctly, that'll give me a card number, 0 through 51. So then I can do some arithmetic to determine what suit number it is and which pip number it is. If I know the suit number and if I know the pip number, then I can use that information to display a card or to play a card, something along those lines. But this program is just about setting up that math and spitting out what the card is, what those two numbers are. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my other variable, set my card again to my card. What this will do later in the program, I'm telling you now so you can understand my thought processes. What this does is automatically takes the user's input, stores it in the my card variable, and then creates a second variable to store that my card value again, allowing me to manipulate the my card variable without having to worry about, well, I changed it, so now what is it now? It just cleans up the calculations a little bit. Totally not necessary. You can do it all with one variable. It's just the way that my brain works. I like to do it that way. I'm actually going to zoom out just a little bit so I have some more workspace here. Okay. The next thing is I am going to go ahead and add my reset. I like to do this on all of my programs. So on B button pressed, I want to reset the game. So here I can just type in reset game. Purely just a fail safe. You might want to add it to your programs. It's not a bad idea. That way, you know, if things get messy or it seems like it's not working right or something, you just press B and everything resets and you're good. Okay, so the next thing I believe we're supposed to do is set up your functions. I'm over here looking at the directions. Yes. So we're going to set up two functions. So we got to come down here, go to functions. The first function, oh my goodness. First function is going to be called calculate suit. Calculate suit. And we need to add 3 numerical parameters. So make sure you do number. If you do any of these others, it is not going to work properly. Actually, that's false. No, not 3, just 1. So it's easy. If you do what I just did and mess up, then you just do that. And we are going to two functions, call your functions. Each function will return the correct suit or pip for the card's path. What did we call this? I think I called this something different. I guess I just called it card. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I was consistent. So calculate suit, and the parameter is just going to be card. That'll be fine. Done. All right, so there's one. Let's go back to functions, make a function. This one is going to be called calculate pip. And I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. This is lowercase. This letter of this word is lowercase. This letter of this word is uppercase or capital. That's called camel text or camel hump text. That is a standard in computer science. I highly recommend you use it. I won't be grading you on it or anything, but you definitely want to make sure you do that. Remember, we added one numerical parameter. That is going to be card. Numerical parameters only handle integers, so that's really important to keep track of. All right, so there we go. We've got calculate suit, and we have calculate pip. Now, what do we have to do in these? My goodness, right? Like, what is it that's supposed to be done? Well, let's talk about calculate suit first. Calculate suit is all about determining what the card number divided by 13 equals. We're looking for the card number divided by 13 to be equal to 0, 1, 2, or 3. 0, 1, 2, and 3 are the suit numbers. Okay, so all we have to do is get a conditional statement, and I'm going to add in the appropriate else ifs. So if it is in this range, then else if it's in this range, then else if it's in this range, else if it's in this range. That's it. Okay, so what is the condition? Well, the condition is if the card, because we need to use this parameter, very important to use the parameter. So if the parameter, the card value, is divided by 13, if that's equal to 0, then I'm going to set something to that value. Okay, so let's write this out real quick. So if the card integer, well, I need to do the arithmetic here, so I got to do math, and it just so happens that I'm doing integer division, which is probably actually easier to type it in here. Sure. There we go. So you need this integer division. So if card from this function, integer divided by 13, is equal to 0, then do this. Well, what is this? I want to set my card to that value. So if it is 0, then I want to set my card to 0. Let's duplicate this. This time, the parameter divided by 13, if it is equal to 1, then we want to set my card, that variable, you want to set that equal to 1. This is what's going to handle the designation of your suit numbers for your deck of cards game. Again, duplicate, much easier than redoing all that. duplicate this, and this time we want to change it to a 2. And then the last one is we are going to be looking for that division being equal to 3, and we're going to set my card again to 3. Now, this is why I did 2 variables to begin with. I apologize. Epic Games is giving me updates. This is why I did those 2 variables. Because now what I can do is I can leave this my card again variable changed to whatever it is. I don't have to worry about doing any more calculations for when we're doing this pip. So I'm actually going to move this up a little bit. And then we're going to... oh, actually, sorry. We need to finish this function. We need to actually send a return. Okay, this is where this is really, really important. This is so fundamental. Here is your return block. Okay, this is a return block that is specific to the function in which it resides. So if it's attached here, it is in relation to this function, vice versa. Okay, so it's very, very important. Well, what are we returning? We are going to return the my card again value after it has been manipulated. Okay, so come up here, grab my card, drop it in. Okay, so now that is going to return my card to this onStart function, or this onStart container, which we have not built the code for yet. There's a big chunk of code still missing, but we're going to do these first. Okay, so jump over here. I realized they wanted us to set that up already. So before we do the other function, Mr. Graph, how about you do it in the correct order? I apologize. After these 2 variables, they wanted us to do the splash. Mr. Graph, you should probably pay attention more. So again, search for that splash, drop it in here. Then we need to do a join. Okay, so here we're doing specifically a join of strings. Oh, sorry, it's right here. Okay, so we're going to join a few different things. What we're going to join is integers. Okay, and then we're going to do, watch this, space equals space. That way, when it prints on the screen, there's enough space in between things. And we're going to add 1, 2, and 3 things. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to functions, and we're going to call calculate suit. Right? Yeah, I like to have, I think I like to do calculate suit in the second one. Doesn't really matter which one you put it in. And then, right? Yeah. And then here is where you put your variables in. Okay. So we'll put, calculate suit is actually my card. So this my card is going to be different than this my card, because what's going to happen is the program is going to run, and then it's going to call calculate suit for my card. Calculate suit my card is whatever the my card value, but after it's ran through this. Okay, so I'll show you in just a second what exactly I'm talking about. Now, check it out. This is a pro tip for you. Inside of functions, what do you not see? Well, you don't see call calculate pip. Watch what happens. Return, drop it inside calculate pip, go back to functions, boom. You cannot have a call for a function until you have put the return inside. Very, 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 very important. So I'm going to put that there. I think this is just of or from, or I'll put something in here. Placeholder. You'll figure out what I mean by that in just a minute. Oh, goodness. Placeholder space. I did space, placeholder space. Okay. Calculate pip, but calculating pip is going to come from my card. This is suit is coming from my card again. Okay, calculate suit, my card again. Calculating pip is going to be my card. Boom. Okay. I believe that is all we need to do there. Yep. Okay. Mr. Graph back on task. And let's talk about our calculating pip function. Now, here, the directions tell you one thing, tell you a way to do it. I actually not sure that's the best way. And in fact, after doing this program a couple times, working through it several times with some of you, I am under the impression, or I believe, that there's probably a better way. And by that, I mean, there's, good heavens, there's lots of ways to do this. I'm going to show you a way that I think is the easiest to understand. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, calculating pip. How many different pip numbers do we have? We have 0, pip 0 through pip 12. Okay, you see that? 0, if you get a pip number of 0, it's an ace. If you get a pip number of 7, it's an 8. If you get a pip number of 11, that's a queen. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have, seems silly, but I'm going to have 13 different if statements. Ooh, that is cringy, but it is, I think, the best way to illustrate this. So let's build one of those if statements real quick. Let's bring this in, snap it to the top. If, well, what is a pip number? A pip number is the card number divided by 13 and then whatever the remainder is. Okay, so that the card number divided by 13, whatever the remainder is. That's what the pip number is, the remainder. So how do we do that? Well, we need remainder. Boom, there's already a way to handle remainders. So it's going to be remainder of card. Oh geez, and it's not gonna live there until and actually I'm going to change this too. I'm going to edit the function. I'm going to call this pip. I got to put it in here first. So I'm going to say that whatever this is equal to. So let's grab a logic container. Do that, drop it in here, put the pip in there. That's the wrong one, you silly goose. Make sure you grab this one, the math one, because this is going to be integers. Whoops. If the remainder of pip divided by 13 is equal to 0, then what do I want to do? I want to set my card. Because remember, over here in the pip, it's going to be my card. Set my card to 0. Boom. Right click, duplicate. This is the easiest way to do this, I believe. Fastest, easiest way. This time, if the remainder is 1, then I want to set pip to 1. Set my card to 1. I'm going to duplicate it one more time. This time I'm going to do, let's do the last one. Let's do 12. This would be if it's a king. Set it to 12. Okay. All right. So that should be it. And then now I have to return my card again. So come over here, variables, my card, return my card. So when you call calculate pip with my card, it's going to call this pip function. It's going to run this function. It is going to use this value from right here. It is then going to plug it into this calculation, or into this. It's going to run it through these conditional statements. If it fits one of these, you could do else ifs too. Then what do? Well, it's going to set that my card value to that value, set my card to that value, and then it's going to return it back to this function. To this loop, to this splash block, and print it out. What the heck? Let's look at this. Okay, so I have it set up for all the suits, and we're going to do a couple different kings. Okay, So let's go over here. Kings are going to be 38, 51, 12, and 25. So let's try a couple of these. Let's go 25. Wrong button. Oh my gosh. 51. Okay, so it is the 12th pip and then placeholder, which is the text I put in there. So 3. So it needs to be 12 place. So this would be suit. Maybe we could even put another one in here. Let's go over here. Let's hit plus. Let's move all of these. Oh, geez, Louise, what did I just do? Let's move this text. Let's remove this text. Let's put, oh, Mr. Graph. What in the heck did I just do? Jeez, I am murdering this thing. So it goes my card, calculate pip. That there. So my card equals, and then this is going to say pip number. So then it's going to give me the pip number, and then it's going to be suit number. Cool. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Let's try it. So let's try 51 again. See, and it's too long. So let's just go pip, and you can see those spaces being important, right? Bear with me, I apologize. Want to make sure that this all makes sense and looks good so that you have a good foundation to work off of. This is already 21 minutes long. 52 is not going to work. Remember, if I press B, it'll redo. 51. There we go. So it's got a pip number of 12, suit number 3. That is correct. 51, card number 51 is down here. 51, it has a suit number of 3 and a pip number of 12. Boom. That is what your program needs to do. Now let's test 25. 25. Card number 25 is a pip of 12, suit 1. Let's check it. 25, pip 1. Suit 1, pip 12. Boom, that's a king. Now, all you have to do, I'm going to leave it here. All you have to do is go in and finish building this out. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Then you will be able to handle this. Now, my challenge to you is to improve on this program. This is a good program to start with. It is not perfect. There are better ways to do it objectively and subjectively. There's more intelligent ways, more computer science sound ways to do it. But I've been working on different ways to explain it, and I think this is the easiest way to explain it in this context, in this class. So, as always, I encourage you, please stay positive out there, coders, and find ways to work through to a solution. Until the next one, peace.